Well, we're here again, and a lot has happened in the last 24 hours. So we're bringing you the top stories on the morning brief today. And we kick off the top stories from Lagos State, where Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is saying enough is enough. He said that following what he describes as the spate of infractions in the business district area of Lagos Island. He says that more buildings will be brought down. Meanwhile, the governor has now ordered the indefinite closure of the Dosumu market, and that's after Tuesday's fire that gutted the area, mandating relevant agencies in the state to go after those flouting safety regulations in the commercial hub. He said this during his visit to the site of the inferno, which affected about 14 buildings.
The markets all around will be closed today, tomorrow, until when we're able to do a full assessment and to do a proper cleanup of this entire area. I want to say without any iota of doubt that some other buildings are still going to go down. This is totally unacceptable. We will not allow a few people who will not comply with our rules, with our laws, to put the lives of others in danger. Fiscal planning authorities, LAPCA, are going to be having a difficult time with me. And when they have a difficult time with me, you will know they will come on the street. This is fire that is happening too often, too many, and it is totally unacceptable. People put generators on top of roofs, on third floors of buildings, on fourth floors of buildings, and we've said that this is not acceptable. Totally unacceptable in residential houses. And we've seen the consequences of inaction.
Let's head to Rivers State now, where it seems to be another twist of events in the state's politics, with the former governor, Peter Odili, endorsing Governor Siminalayi Fubara, praising him for defending the interests of the people. Well, Dr. Odili, who was the state governor between 1999 and 2007, said that Governor Fubara, having secured his election both through the ballot and the courts, is now the political leader of Rivers State. The former governor was speaking at the commissioning of the primary healthcare center, which was donated by his PAMO Foundation in Doni, that's his hometown in Obo-Egbema and Doni local government area of Rivers.
For standing up to your oath of office to defend the interests of all Rivers people in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You have done that standing on firm ground and with the strength and courage of a lion. We are proud of you. Politics is over. It is now time for governance, and you have hit the ground running. You have touched the critical sectors in less than 1 year in office. Our people say I should tell you to stand firm with the president, align with his positive policies, and carry Rivers people to the engine room of government in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. For those who have not bothered to pay attention, if you look at the map of Nigeria, the entire map of Nigeria is sitting on Rivers State. When Rivers State coughs, Nigeria will catch cold. So regard your office as key and vital. Don't look back. It is not a matter of age. It is a matter of your people are with you.
Meanwhile, in what is seen as a political blow, the governor, Fubara, some political players of Ikwere descent in Emohua local government area of River State have declared the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, the leader of the PDP in the state. The sons and daughters of the council made their position known during a stakeholders meeting at the council headquarters. Well, they have also reaffirmed their own support for President Bola Tinubu, thanking him for appointing Mr. Wike as the FCT minister.
We are here to renew our commitment to the renewed hope agenda and to thank the president for finding one of our own, our leader, the leader of the People's Democratic Party in River State, Chief Honorable Barrister Nyesom Wike, for finding him worthy to be appointed as the first Southerner to sit as minister for the Federal Capital Territory.
It is ridiculous and funny to see that instead of people focusing on governance, focusing on delivering and discharging the responsibility with which they sought for vote and they were voted for, all you hear every day is that Wike did not do this and Wike did not do that. Is Wike still the governor of River State?
Let's move away from politics now. The Minister of Power, Mr. Adebayo Adelabu, has tendered an unreserved apology to Nigerians for criticizing their use of energy. You'd recall some comments he made in Abuja last Thursday while he was addressing a news conference. Well, he accused Nigerians of wasting energy by keeping their freezers and their air conditioners running, even when not at home. A practice, he said, is due to cheap electricity in the country. But as expected, his comment attracted criticism from citizens. But during an interview on our political program, Politics Today, the minister said he was sorry for what he said.
It was actually an innocent advice with regard to energy consumption management, which we believe will go a long way in reducing people's energy bills. And that advice was actually directed at those that we believe, because of the recent increase in tariff, you start enjoying 20, 22, 24 hours of power supply. What I said was that the fact that the tariff for Band A, which is for 15% of the total electricity consumers, will increase by over 200% does not necessarily translate into 200% increase in their electricity bills if power is properly managed in terms of consumption. The example of the freezer, well, it might not have gone down well with majority of Nigerians. I would say, oh, sorry about that. It was never in my intention to insult anybody. It was just out of my passion and my eagerness to ensure that we make a change in this sector, which has suffered a lot of setback for some years.
Well, let's turn our attention to security matters. Some good news coming in from Plateau State as it gets ready to resettle displaced persons in over 100 communities back to their ancestral homes before the farming season starts. The state task force saddled with this responsibility is now assuring the internally displaced persons of speedy resettlement to their various communities, especially in areas of security and reconstruction of their destroyed homes.
We are very impressed with the government as far as we have seen them on ground that they want to return those that are displaced.
After this incident, most of their crops were destroyed. And as a result of that, they don't have any economic power.
If you have occupied a place illegally, we will make sure the law takes its course so that the people who are entitled to a fair hearing get the justice.
One of the things we are also assessing is not only looking at the households and their return, we're also looking at the security situation around them.
We are
Development, the first
impressed with
civilian governor of Old Abia State and former Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Bonaya Onu, has died. Dr. Onu, who hailed from Ebonyi State, created partly from the Old Abia, was an All Progressives Congress presidential aspirant back in 2023 election, is reported to have died yesterday in a hospital in Abuja. Dr. Onu was appointed Minister of Science and Technology by the former President Muhammadu Buhari in November 2015, a position he held until he resigned in 2022 to contest for the presidential ticket of the APC at its primary, but then he lost to President Bola Tinubu. Meanwhile, Governor Francis Nwifuru of Ebonyi State has described Dr. Onu's death as sad, saying that he was a thoroughbred politician, an advocate of justice and fairness who stopped at nothing to render the best services to his people. Meanwhile, reactions have continued to trail the death of Dr. Bonaya Onu. President Bola Tinubu has paid tribute to the former federal minister and extending his condolences to the Onu family. In a statement, President Bola Tinubu described him as a luminous star in Nigeria's political firmament, a principled draftsman in the founding of the APC, a valiant partner in the victory of the party in the 2015 elections. President Tinubu affirms that Chief Onu epitomizes Nigeria as he believes in and defended Nigeria's unity, advocated peace and promoted fellowship across the Niger. And in the world of business, Nigeria's crude oil production has recorded its second consecutive drop this year, coming from 1.32 million barrels per day in the month of February, jumping to 1.23 in the month of March. And that's according to OPEC's latest monthly oil market report. The 92,000 barrels per day decline recorded in the month of March now brings the total loss for the 2 months when you compare it to about 196,000 barrels per day. Let's look at the chart for Africa's top oil producers within OPEC. Libya narrowly overtakes Nigeria with about 1.24 million barrels per day produced in the month of March. And for Nigeria's rig count, it rose by 3 in the month of March, climbing to 19, coming from February's count of 16. Former American football star turned actor O.J. Simpson has died after a battle with cancer. The 76-year-old became popular in the 90s for his controversial trial and acquittal for the double murder of his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ron Goldman. Let's talk sports now. World number one Novak Djokovic has avenged last year's Monte Carlo Masters defeat by Lorenzo Musetti to reach the quarterfinals earlier yesterday. But Djokovic made a poor start. He endured a second set wobble before then coming through 7-5, 6-3 against the 24th ranked Musetti. The man who beat him at the same stage, if you recall, 12 months ago, he will now face Alex de Minaur at 11th seed from Australia in the last 8 games. All right, those are our top stories, but I've been